Hello, friends. So nice to see you. It's me, Christiana Gaudet, your Tarot Fairy Godmother. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter Recap. If you do not get the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter, why the heck not? You can just go to my website, christianagaudet.com, and hit the button for the newsletter. You can read the past issues, including this most recent one, and you can subscribe, and the link to do that is right in the description. So each week a different topic. That's why it's called Tarot Topics. And being the first newsletter of the new year, this week, the newsletter is looking back and moving forward. And what it really talks about is that, this beginning of the new year, this early part of January is such a sacred time because we're still looking back, remembering the times of before, the things we did on Christmas, New Year's Eve, whatever, holidays, just, how it used to be, thinking about time that has passed, and then also looking to the future. What do we want this year to be? What do we want it to look like? What do we want to do to make that happen? And at the very same time, as you know, if you're looking back and looking forward, you also have to be really mindful, really conscious about staying present. So that's what the newsletter is about this week. I'm doing an abbreviated newsletter this month, every week, because of StarCon coming up January 20th through 22nd. In February, we're going to expand a bit for the newsletter and have some new features. But this week, I did include some ways to play with the cards, and it's actually some stuff that was born from this group. When we talked about doing cards for the new year, we talked about, one card for what you should leave behind and one card for what you're opening up to. That was, very organically born of this group. And in the newsletter, I played with it in two ways. When we talk about tarot, there's tarot divination and then there's tarot manifestation, or you might call it tarot magic. And this is not this piece of it is not original. I learned it from Madame Pamita. You can very easily discuss the difference between whether you're doing tarot divination or tarot manifestation by saying, are the cards face down or face up? If you go to the cards face down, you're pulling cards at random, you're divining, you're asking the universe to give you information. If you go to the cards face up, you are looking through the cards to find the image, to find the card that represents what you want to manifest, what you want to banish. In this case, what you want to leave behind, what you want to open up to. So face up, face down. So we discussed that concept and this idea of two cards, one for leaving in the past, one for opening up in the future, that you can do it magically by choosing face up. You can divine by choosing face down. So that's something I'm happy to do for you here today. I'm also happy to do any readings about the near future, about the past, or about staying present right now. So you're here. Thanks for being here. And I want to say a big thank you to Lisa Harmon. Lisa Harmon is a member. We appreciate your membership, and we very much appreciate the generous super sticker. Thank you so much. Super stickers and super chats are a great way to support this broadcast, to let me know that you like this content, to keep this content going. You can also support us by becoming a member, and you get some extra perks. And you can also support by subscribing, liking this video, and telling your friends about this channel. And Kristen Louise, no worries, no blushes. I got you. I will absolutely answer that question. And so if it's in 2 weeks, it's probably the same weekend as StarCon, so we probably won't see you at StarCon, but I bet you're going to have fun. Those are some really interesting events, for sure. So let's get going. And actually, let me do the StarCon spiel. StarCon is coming up January 20th through 22nd. You can join us in person or online. In person in West Palm Beach. Online, we're using, once again, the Accelerants events management platform, which is very robust. You can come for 1 day, 2 days, or all 3 days. And we have the 30-day afterglow on Excel events where you can watch recordings of the classes you missed, attend live events in the lounges, hang out with your friends in the lounges for 30 days. So it's a great deal. It's a great conference. If you haven't already gotten your ticket, by all means do. Staarcon.com, STAARCON.com. All right. Here we go. I'll take these in the order that I see them, starting with Mixuir, Michelle in Canada, giving us some love for the newsletter. Thank you so much. Here's the question, and I love this question. In what direction should I steer my rudder, great way of putting it, to best move forward into this year? What a beautiful question. In what direction should I steer my rudder to best move forward into this new year? You know what I love about this question? It inherently speaks of co-creation. You know that if we ask the universe, so where should I steer? That's letting the universe help you. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Excuse me. Okay. In what direction should I steer my rudder? 4 of Cups. I really don't think you know. I think you really do not know. So I'm going to give you a thing. I'm going to give you a meditation to do to help you, because I really think you don't know. And you know, that doesn't look good. None of it looks good. That's not your fault. What you want to manifest, what you want to visualize is a weather vane spinning around, and ask the universe to point, to spin the weather vane and point you in the direction you need to go. Stay in the space of not knowing. Find the space of not knowing sacred rather than irritating. And ask the universe to point you fully and completely. How about that? All right. Justino Sina, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. What do I need to be present with most at this time? What a beautiful question. I love this. Five of Wands. Honestly, what you need to be present with is the idea that there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of being pulled in different ways. There's a lot of different feelings, emotions, ideas, projects. There's a lot going on. And you need to hold space for all of it and just be like, yeah, okay. Let all of that dance around. Let all of that do what it's doing. It's all okay. Don't let it freak you out. It's not one thing. It's all the things. That's really the bottom line here. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. I don't really have a frog in my throat. And I'm here in Florida where we have a lot of frogs and they're really cute. And I wouldn't want any of them in my throat. All right. Martha Vink, hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. What is the most helpful or useful thing to bring from my past? Ooh, good question. Y'all are coming up with some great questions. What is the most helpful or useful thing to bring from my past that will help me in the present moment? Oh, I love that. I love that. So here's the funny thing, Martha. As soon as you said that, I remembered, I took a photo of it. I remember back, like it might have been my first year at Camp Quinnipiac where I first met you. I remember that you and Mark Buxton took a table out of the dining hall and somehow got it to the top of one of the rocks for which the camp has its name, Quinnipiac 5 Rocks. And you sat at the table and arm wrestled at the table. It was just like this odd, weird thing that you did. And it was so freaking funny. It was like, it was just a funny, funny thing. And so when you mention your past, of all the things you've done and all the wonderful things you've done in the past, going to Yale Div School, for gosh sakes, traveling in so many places in the world, it was that image that came to me. And so 7 of Swords, doing a sneaky thing, because certainly we were not supposed to be moving tables. Page of Swords, youth. and Two of Wands, imagination. So that moment was the moment that came to me. But it's really just that idea of silliness and fellowship in silliness and not taking things so lightly. And recognizing that sometimes you got to bend some of the rules to have a little fun. I don't think y'all got in trouble for doing that. And, I don't want you to do things you get in trouble for, but that spirit of doing silly, funny things to have fun just because it's in the spirit of it. So there's that. Hey, Lit, nice to see you. Love for you as well. Okay. Arlette, such a weird start to the year. Feeling very lonely and alone lately. I'm sorry. I keep wondering if I have any real friends here in Virginia, if I just have people around me that fill the space. I also wonder how to find my people here. Will I ever find them? With Chris gearing up for sea duty, I'm nervous that the alone feeling is going to take over. Okay, so there's a bunch of questions there. The first question is, do you have any real friends in Virginia? And the answer is, some, maybe a little bit, but I feel like you haven't really been in the space, like you've been connected to the people that you were connected with before, and that's real and good, but on some level you haven't been open to it. And so how do you be open to making new friends? I think it's about recognizing your own value, Arlette. It's about recognizing your own value. It's about recognizing that you're worthy of friendship. I think the problem is you're not a friend to yourself. I think the whole way to fix this is recognize your value, recognize what you bring to the table, and be a friend to yourself and recognize that, and then you will draw friends to yourself. That's what I think it is. So Martha, you have no memory of that. Oh my gosh. Well, because I have a picture of it. And back then, of course, pictures were important. Like you'd go to camp with one roll of film. So you had 24 shots to, and that was one of my shots. I probably still have it. I will try to find it for you. So yeah, silliness. That's the thing. And that was probably in that moment that I realized, like, I have found my people. These are the people, right? So there it is. And Arlette's talking about her people, finding her people. And so, sometimes it's in really allowing silliness, just doing crazy, don't do crazy, stupid stuff. Don't do crazy stuff that hurts yourself or hurts people. But I think that's sometimes how we find our people, for sure. So that's for you too, Arlette. Horse Van Dunn, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. So you want to do the newsletter spread face down for guidance from the universe. Okay, here we go. All right. Horse Van Dunn, what you leave behind is feelings of insecurity of body, mind, spirit, financial, anything. Leave those things behind. What you open up to excuse me. What you open up to is recognizing the ability to hold joy and grief in the same space and to not let grief overshadow joy. How about that? Kristen, I'm sorry your screen's freezing. I haven't gotten to you yet. You haven't missed your reading yet. Lisa Harmon, once again, thank you for the super chat. The next question is from Madiha Ness. Ness, thank you so much for being a member here. I was able to choose a card to leave behind, but I couldn't decide what to bring in, as every card has a good thing, maybe other than the devil, although the devil can be fun. So let me Let me draw those two cards for you. What to leave behind and what to open up to for you, Mediha Ness. Okay. Mediha, what to leave behind? Anxiety, worry, unnecessary worry. What to open up to? Freaking everything, the Fool, the journey without fear, taking steps, honoring the inner child, allowing new beginnings, experiencing the universe and all the wonder therein with the delight of a child. How about that? Couldn't be better than that. Okay, Kristen Louise, here you are. Going to an alternative sexuality convention in 2 weeks. A new experience for me. Good. Have so much fun. What should I stay cognizant of going into it? I need to calm my nerves. Could be transformational or a disaster. It won't be a disaster. These things are organized because everyone has trepidation, whether you've been to one first time or you're going for your 100th time. Everyone has trepidation because it's a very vulnerable space. So these things typically are very organized for your comfort. So not to worry. That's just, practical advice, not to worry. But let's see, what should you stay cognizant of? That this is about exploration, that this is about fun, that this is about sacred sexuality. Remember, this is the night of fire, the pursuit of fire. So what is fire? It's your passion, your creativity, your spirituality, and your sexuality. It's all fire. This is igniting the fire within you. And so go and, recognize, whenever you're in a situation like this, figuring out what your boundaries are, figuring out what fears you want to, that cause boundaries and what fears you want to push through, and how to communicate that, because that's all about communication. But go open to learn and to pursue, and recognize this is going to teach you a lot about your emotions as well. So this is a beautiful thing. 2 nights. This is something you really want to pursue, and good for you for stepping out of your comfort zone to pursue it. Betty Fleischer, so nice to see you. 6 of Cups reversed has been your stalker for the last 12 months. What card can help me to appreciate the now and the present? And thank you for using members only emojis. We really appreciate that. And yeah, the 6 of Cups reversed, really, that's, can be nostalgia for the past, feeling more comfortable in the past than in the present. It can be about the things that are hurtful in the past and how you deal with all of that as well. So what card can help you appreciate the now and the present? The 8 of Pentacles reversed. Every moment does not have to be filled with something productive. I swear to goodness. While you're at StarCon, learn a lot, do a lot, meet a lot of people, but I sure hope you spend some time sitting by the pool. Just to be in a place of enjoying the moment. It doesn't always have to be about what you're doing. It doesn't always have to be about productivity. The Yarn Tarot. Y'all are talking about the Yarn Tarot. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And we've got some love for Madame Pamita. Yes, indeed. She is quite deserving of love. Okay. Kenshin Verma, so nice to see you. What happened to my energy? Oh my gosh. What happened to my energy? There's a truth that you're not wanting to face. Either it's something that's been told to you that is not true, or something you're believing that's not true, or something you've been taught from a long time ago that's not true. And it's a truth you don't want to face, and that's sapping your energy. Think about what's true. And face it, and be willing to face it. It is easier to face it than not face it. That's what's true. So, can I just tell you how much I love this group right now, this minute? If I seem a little distracted, it's because I'm reading the side conversations with great interest. And we have side conversations on tarot decks and fiber crafting, knitting and crocheting and all of that. We have side conversations on alternative sexuality. And here I am with Martha having a conversation about what we did at church camp when we were young. And I just love, and this is like so true of tarot and the tarot community, how it just encompasses everything and the joy of everything. And oh, what a beautiful way to start the year with y'all. Fabulous. Oh, Kristen, meshing pagan spirituality and kink. Yeah, there's a lot there. Scourging, scarification. There is a bunch there. And I will be interesting. I will really want to hear what you bring back from that. It's not personally my practice, but I do know, even the bondage of the witch's cradle as you go into initiation. I know a lot about it. Well, I don't know how much I know about it. Come back and tell me what you learned, and then I'll know how much I know about it. I know some about it. There it is. So that's very cool. Okay. Who's next? Sarah, yes, this group rules, right? Because there's a space for everyone here. As long as you're open, we're open to you. Okay. Angela Marie, thank you for being a new member here. We really appreciate you. I keep pulling the oracle about realigning my life from the realigning. Okay. I keep pulling the oracle card about realigning my life from the Lantern Oracle. How can I facilitate that in the present? Realigning your life. How can you realign your life? By taking an honest and firm accounting of what has hurt you, and how you hang on to what you're hanging on to that is hurtful, that you don't need to be hanging on to. That's huge. That's huge. Recognize, Angela, that you have been maybe holding on to some trauma, and you have to find a way to release that. So that's what I think. Let me know what you think. Betty Fletcher, by the pool and the bar. And I promise you, there is a bar right by the pool. And one of my great joys will be to sit down and have a drink with you. So now I was just talking about this with my husband, that I'm going to have to get the bartender to just like whisper alcohol over my drinks, because there's a few people I'm going to want to have a drink with. So, and in order to keep myself in the appropriate state of mind for leadership. But Betty, I will have a drink with you. Yes, indeed. All right. So, I don't know if I'm done talking about this, Angela Marie. That Nine of Wands is so poignant. Healing from wounds, recognizing how you hang on to trauma and don't even know it. I guess I really just wanted to say that again. All right. Hey, Quinn, nice to see you. Allie Mammon, nice to see you. Oh, the grandchildren are big and squishy. So good. And learning so much. Oh my gosh. It's amazing how much they learn when they're little. And thank goodness, right? What am I manifesting this month, and what do I do to manifest it or course correct instead? Oh, I love that. That's so good. What am I manifesting this month? I feel like what you're manifesting is to stay on the path that you've already chosen. And as long as you do it with an open mind, with a desire to learn and to communicate and to have fun and pursue your passions, there's no course correction needed. Just stay the path. Stay the path and don't question it. Quinn, I'm having trouble being present at this time. I've been super anxious. I'm sorry, these past few weeks. And I would like to know what the cards can say to help me with that. I just finished a session with my therapist. Good. Okay. How to help Quinn with the anxiety. So I want to say to literally do this exercise. I used to have a lot of issues with anxiety, and I think a lot of psychic people do. And I found, let me just tilt the camera down so you can see this. I found that I was doing this a lot, holding my hands like this right over my heart. And it's one of the reasons I love this card, because she's holding the cup right at her heart, and it is the heart chakra. Literally hold your hands like this. And I just did it naturally. And it turned out I was doing an exercise for the heart chakra to help with my anxiety, and I didn't even know it. I was just doing it. So Quinn, hold your hands like this over your heart chakra and just breathe. And breathe into the heart, breathe into the heart, breathe into the heart. That's what this card is telling me to tell you to do, and that's in my personal experience. Okay. Hey, Ben, Libra does tarot. Nice to see you. How can I... just overscrolled. I am really sorry. Okay, here we go. How can I be more present in the moment? I'm the worst for looking back, planning, dreaming, too far ahead, back, blah, 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 missing the now. So what do you do about missing the now? Okay. What do you do about missing the now? Oh, isn't that sweet? Page of Wands. Honestly, Ben, make sure you're doing things in the now that you actually enjoy. Sometimes we want to miss the now because the now's not much fun. Do things in the now that are fun. Do things in the now that you enjoy. Honor your inner child in the now. Be learning, be growing, be communicating with people you care about. Be creative in the now. And that'll make you want to be in the now. Okay. And Angela, that does resonate with me completely and makes sense. Okay, good. It was hard hitting. I wanted to make sure it did actually hit you. Medea, I'll get a couple of lottery tickets today. If I win, I'll come to StarCon. That's fabulous. And Quinn, this is such an interesting comment. Your community is the best. Other readers' chats often have some toxic people, but it never happens here. I love it. Well, we did end up getting some good moderators. I didn't used to have moderators. I have good moderators now. But honestly, I think the style of what we do here, because we really are more focused on learning. Yes, we do readings, but we're really focused on learning. And so the people who are just more interested in like the lower vibration aspect of divination don't like it here. So they're naturally repelled away. Like you have to be sort of a thinking and self-aware person to enjoy this content. And so there it is. All right. Jenny, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. One of my resolutions is finding a job in my field this semester. What advice do the cards have for me in that aspect? I'm so scared to not be able to achieve this in this time frame or at all. Okay, so what do we see about finding a job in your field this semester? It's doable. And you have fear about it, and it makes sense you have fear about it because a full 50% of people who graduate with a degree never work in their degree directly. But it's all going to be about networking, about talking to people. It's got to be, and it's got to be about taking a job you don't necessarily want in the field you want, like going to the church, but sit in the wrong pew if you have to. So network. Acknowledge your fear, but don't let your fear become reality. And be willing to take a shit job in the right field. Make sense? All right. Hey, Sarah, it's so nice to see you. I feel like we haven't seen you in a long time. Glad you're here. Thanks for being a member here. We appreciate you. I know to leave behind being too hard on myself, but how? And what might it look like if I learned how to speak? What might my life look like if I truly can? I love this. Okay. How do you leave being hard on yourself behind? Recognize that it's in your ancestry. It's part of your training. It's cultural. And so if you can understand it as an ancestral cultural thing, it's easy to get away from it and say, okay, that's how I was culturally trained to be. And it was trained out of love and out of necessity at one point, but it's no longer necessary. So jettison. And what might my life look like if I truly can? Well, at first, you're going to feel really guilty. You're going to miss it. It's been so much a part of you, you'll feel guilty without it. But then once you get over it, you're going to be super, super open-minded to speak your mind, to learn what you want to learn and go where you want to go. Okay. StarCon in 14 days. Seriously. So I missed, Lisa Harmon. I missed you. Here we go. Lisa Harmon. Thanks so much for being a member. And again, thank you for the super sticker. You did the newsletter spread. What do I leave behind? 8 of Cups. What do I bring forward? 3 of Cups jumped out face up. 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Wow. So, this is really positive for you. Coming into your time of your home, and aren't you building a new home or something like that? Isn't that something you're doing? Your home, your security, and even with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, yes, there are things that have been unfortunate. Yes, that's true. But knowing that you can handle misfortune and the wheel will turn and it will be dealt with. So you leave behind abandonment. You leave behind chasing after things that aren't for you. And you open up to all of the good things that you've been working toward. But it's interesting that the 10 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles are both cards of inheritance. And there may be some ancestral stuff or some family stuff that you inherited that were not good. Those things were not good. And that Wheel of Fortune reverse can speak to that too. So it's almost like cleaning up ancestral energy, healing from ancestral energy. That's pretty powerful as I see it. All right. Jackie Masters, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. What should I let go of from the past and what should I be manifesting going forward? I feel like I'm going into a new chapter, but I don't know what to expect. What you should let go of from the past is thinking that other people know better than you do. Sometimes you are the expert. On the other hand, you always have to be willing to learn. So knowing when to be the expert and when to be an expert and when to be a student, I think is what you need to look toward, and letting go the not knowing that. And to manifest, I think what you have to manifest is the idea that there are many opportunities for you, manifesting opportunities. So letting go of the idea that, that you're not smart enough, or that other people don't know what they're doing when maybe they do, just like this whole thing about what's right, what's not right, what should I do, what should I not do, all of that confusion. Let go of all that confusion and open up to opportunities. And Lisa, what do I need to know so that I can stay grounded? To put the past in the past, to hear the voice of the angels and open up to a great future. Just like that. All right. Did I miss anyone? If I did, please reiterate. I'm so sorry. I think I've come to the end of the questions. I am available for readings right now up until StarCon and then after StarCon. Get your ticket for StarCon. Remember, you can come for just 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. You can come online, so it doesn't have to be really expensive. Friday is the cheapest day. Just come for the Friday. And that lets you into the afterglow and all the lounge events. And that's kind of cool. So I will look forward to seeing you. I'll be back tomorrow with your, and tomorrow, of course, is Epiphany. It's Three Kings Day, the final day of Christmas. So that's kind of cool too, right? But I'll be back tomorrow with your Friday weekly wrap up. And do reach out for your New Year reading. Get your ticket for StarCon. And tonight, Brenda Elizabeth is doing her free Zoom practice. I'll be teaching it. We've got the link up on Facebook. So just reach out and ask for it. If you want the link to come to that Zoom, we'd love to have you. It's free. So just ask me for it. All right, my friends, my collective friends. Thank you all so much. I will look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.